Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So today we're at the Jefferson home. So they told us not to take pictures inside, but I'm just gonna film the gardens and the house. So here's a good view. And there we go. So I'm gonna film the gardens when we are not in the tour anymore. So let's get into the video. So right here it says Cleveland Oak. President Grover Cleveland took siestas under this 330-year-old live oak whilst visiting Jefferson. So this is the live oak. Look at those blinds, they're cute. And the plantation shutters, it's cool. Whoa, I bet this is an original though. Okay, and there we have it. The outside of this plantation. This property, Joseph Jefferson House and Gardens, has been placed on the National Register of Historical Places by the United States Department of the Interior. So Joseph Jefferson, he could have been right here and he could be just staring out. Right there. That's cool. You can see kind of the furniture there and the door, and it extends right here. That's cool. You can see a little bit of the lamps in here, but we can't go inside. Oh my gosh. There's some spider webs on me. Wow, this house is really pretty. I like it. I love when all those plantation has that little house right there. It's cute. Oh my gosh. I keep on running into spider webs. I really like these. I believe that Joseph Jefferson, known as Rip Van Winkle, was an actress. In the 1800s, they painted the ceilings blue so the dirt daubers wouldn't make the nest up there, to make it look like a sky. And when we're walking in the Rip Van Winkle gardens, we saw some peacocks, and they're really pretty. So. Okay guys, so we're out the house and there's a little bit more people than before. And we're probably gonna go to Rip Van Winkle Gardens now. So let's go. There's some flowers right there, and some pink ones over there, and a little bit more of purple ones. Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going.
Okay, I do. I have the map in my hand.
Okay.
The lake is right there.
We're probably going off trail a little bit, but there's a little bit of some bamboo. And there is the end of Jefferson Island right there. There's a little bit of a bay kind of thing, but it's still considered a lake. Okay.
This is where, when it rained, the water stayed on this.
Film that bamboo.
Look at this awesome bamboo. And you could hear a peacock screaming. These are probably like, I don't know what kind of plants these are. Maybe mint. I'll have to try to taste it, but I wouldn't recommend that. I think these are the trumpets. No, never mind.
And then we have to go like this. So it's like up here.
Oh God.
Don't shoot. Put your heels into it and lean back. Okay? We're gonna just go down here. Now do not walk through these lilies. That's a trapped pond with alligators. Or crocs.
So why would you think there's crocs and lilies?
That's the lake where the water all went out.
Oh.
I don't know, understood what
Where's the
happened.
salt mine?
The salt mine is under us. What
Oh.
happened was they drilled a hole in it by accident, and all the water in the lake went out. So men were fishing on it, and the boat went like this, and all the water started going away. They thought it was the end of the world. Answer? Can you answer?
So we're at Lake Panure, and Miss Debbie, can you talk about what happened in Lake Panure in the 80s?
In the 80s, Texaco accidentally drilled a hole in the pipeline in the salt dome under Lake Panure, and all the water drained out, going round and round and round. The fishermen on the lake thought they were going under. Several houses went under, all the water, and subsequently the lake became larger and deeper.
Okay.
That's a yellow slider right there.
The tour guide said there's a chimney still standing when the salt mine erupted.
That turtle's a yellow spider. It has a yellow belly.
And there's a turtle right there.
And it's a yellow spider.
Yes. And we're gonna head to Rip Van Winkle Gardens in a few minutes. We don't have to rush though.
Okay, let me take a picture of you and Dale out by those gardens.
Wait,
What track?
there's animal tracks.
These are not footprints.
And we're gonna go in Rip Van Winkle Gardens in a second.
Oh, the chimney. There's the chimney.
Oh. Whoa. That's cool. Wow, this is very interesting. I can't believe it's still there. Look at those trees. I think they're called myrtle trees. Well, it's steep.
Look, go that way.
Okay.
Oh, it's a bridal chute.
Oh,
Don't get in the way.
okay. We are now in Rip Van Winkle Gardens. Look how pretty the flowers are. And we might eat in the cafe. We may. Old Rips Oak, planted by Joseph Jefferson, 1870. That's a big tree. So we are gonna watch the movie about the house being built.
Look at that.
And I really admire these flowers. They're really colorful.
Some of the plants and these gardens are
In loving memory of Mitchell Jude Daspit, July 31, 1968, May 15, 2009. Devoted son, husband, father, and friend. And we might be able to video the movie, but I don't think that would work really well. This is the cafe.
Yeah, it's true. If they have babies, I'm just gonna cry. Hey! Look.
I think those are doves.
Let's watch the movie.
Okay. Oh. Gardens are that way. But we might watch the movie.
Restore the home, reopen the gardens to the public, and is responsible for the beauty you see here today.
y'all hungry enough to eat that?
The house and adjacent property are currently the home of the Joseph Jefferson Home, Rip Van Winkle Gardens, Rip's Rookery, Live Oak Gardens and Nursery, Cafe Jefferson, and the Bayless Center. The Bayless Center is booked year-round with events such as wedding receptions. Weddings are often performed at sunset, overlooking Lake Penieur. Thousands come each year to tour the bountiful gardens, the stately mansion, and just enjoy a quiet respite from our busy world. Relax on the porch. Stop and smell the flowers. Marvel at the pink roseate spoonbills, or just watch the Spanish moss flutter in the breeze while the sun sets on Lake Penieur. There really is something for everyone at Jefferson Island. Enjoy. They stand like silent sentinels with their weathered trunks and sinewy arms, guarding the gates to the beauty that lies within. They are the live oak trees of Jefferson Island, survivors of countless storms and hurricanes, their toughness concealed by the graceful elegance of the Spanish moss. Enjoy the beauty. Learn the history. Rest in the quiet peacefulness that is Jefferson Island. Jefferson Island, as it's known today, has had many names since the Spanish land grants of the late 18th century, when the actor Joseph Jefferson purchased the plantation from Faustin Dupuis for a hunting lodge in 1869. It was known as Orange Island.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. You see, Jefferson Island isn't really an island at all. It's actually a pushed-up part of ground created by salt deposits from the Luan salt bed. These accumulated during the Jurassic period, nearly 160 million years ago.
These huge underground columns of salt, called salt domes, grew up over the millennia to form 5 islands, which are equal distance apart and include the most northern Jefferson Island, Avery Island, Weeks Island, and Cote Blanche. Because of their unique geology, they rise up over the otherwise flat terrain of the South Louisiana Bayou country. Ah, South Louisiana, a unique area known for its native beauty, wonderful food, music, and hospitality. Jefferson Island stands like a beautifully polished gemstone, raised high above the surrounding area. Joseph Jefferson, a prominent stage actor of his time, was looking for a warm winter haven for his family, and while working in New Orleans, found out that this unique property was available and bought it for a place to hunt and fish. Adding to the island's mystique, it was believed that the pirate Jean Lafitte buried some treasure on the island, and subsequently a chest of gold and silver coins were discovered near the twin live oaks in the yard of the mansion. Jefferson was best known for his dramatic portrayal of Washington Irving's fictional Dutch farmer Rip Van Winkle, who went deep into the woods and fell asleep, only to awaken 20 years later to find his children grown and his wife dead.
Jefferson believed the play would be successful because it was a uniquely American story. He traveled around the country to sold-out audiences in his railway car with his acting troupe. This success allowed him to buy homes in Massachusetts and Florida, and in this lovely yet still wild South Louisiana paradise.
Shortly after purchasing the property, approximately 3,600 acres for $28,000, Jefferson contracted with George Francis, an architect from New Iberia, to build his home. The mansion was constructed to overlook picturesque Lake Pinior. The stately home had a large central cupola as a major yet functional design element for letting light in and heat out. Many of the building materials, such as native cypress lumber for the home, came from the surrounding area and were milled in New Iberia.
Jefferson loved his large family. They threw many wonderful parties and social events here on the island. Over the years, Jefferson made many influential friends via his career as a famous stage actor. These folks often came to Jefferson Island to enjoy the hospitality for which he was so well known.
One prominent visitor was then President Grover Cleveland, who enjoyed napping under a huge live oak tree, which was subsequently named in his honor. After the famous actor passed away in 1905, the home was inherited by his descendants.
In 1917, a Kentucky businessman, John Lyle Bayless Sr., came to South Louisiana to do some hunting with his friend E.A. McElhaney from Avery Island. It was on this trip that Bayless discovered Jefferson Island was for sale.
Mr. Bayless Sr., with Paul Jones, a Kentucky business associate, along with Mr. McElhaney, formed a partnership to purchase the property initially as a hunting preserve. The Kentucky group soon found another hidden treasure under the island, and that was the salt. The salt under Jefferson Island was found to be some of the purest salt in the world, so a mine was soon erected and became a highly profitable business for decades to come, producing 1.5 million tons of salt a year. Later, the property was owned by John Lyle Bayless Jr., and he began developing the gardens around the home. He named the gardens Rip Van Winkle Gardens, in memory of the famous actor for whom the island was named. Mr. Bayless won many national awards for the camellia flowers he grew on the island, expanding the gardens in the 1960s with the hiring of Jeffrey Wakefield, a master English gardener. Mr. Wakefield imported plants from around the world, and he designed and built a lovely English garden in South Louisiana. In 1969, a young University of Southwestern Louisiana student, Mike Richard, came to work as an intern for Mr. Wakefield, and subsequently spent decades as the director of horticulture for the Rip Van Winkle Gardens. On November 20th of 1980, a day that started like any other on this island paradise soon turned to tragedy. All of a sudden, the earth shook. Waters of the Dalcombe Canal started flowing in reverse, north instead of south, and a whirlpool developed in Lake Pinior, created a 150-foot waterfall, something unheard of in Louisiana. 65 acres of magnificent woodlands, including 300-year-old live oaks, greenhouses, barges, a tugboat, an oil drilling rig, and Mr. Bayless's recently constructed home were destroyed and sucked into the giant hole. Although there were over 50 miners underground at the time of the tragedy, miraculously, no one was killed. When the dust, or should I say the water, settled, it was concluded by many experts that an oil company had punctured the salt mine, which caused the water from the lake to be sucked into the mine, causing the tragedy.